Alright, so in this video we are going to build a PC. Yup, we're going to build a PC. Okay. So, all of you that thought that a PC had so many components and it was so hard to build and thought that you cannot build a PC, that it's impossible. Well, let me tell you something. A PC only has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Actually, those are optional. 6 components. That's about it. The hard drive, the disk drive, the motherboard, the processor, the RAM. Those are optional. Video card and gigabit card, and the power supply. And that's it. That's how simple it is. A PC is really simple to build. Okay. So, first of all, the case. Where can you get a case? Go on eBay.com. They have some really good cases there. I actually got this one off of eBay. This one has thermometer and fan speeds here on these guys, and they light up blue. They look really cool. You can find these cases in the following link and screenshots. Okay, a hard drive. A hard drive you can also find on eBay. You can actually find all these parts on eBay. I recommend getting them from eBay. Or go to your local store and get one. There's two different kinds. There's IDE and there's SATA. I recommend getting SATA because that's the new trend. That's the new thing. It'd be kind of hard to find IDE these days. You can so look on eBay and look for a hard drive. And the following is a link and a screenshot and also some prices. Okay, so moving on, we got right here, we got a DVD RW drive. You can also get a Blu-ray if you like. The following is a screenshot and some links on prices and where to get them. Alright, so right here what you see is a motherboard, processor, RAM kit, and you can find this on newegg.com. The one I have here is a quad core. There's different kinds that they have there. I recommend getting this kit from newegg.com, and the following screenshot and links and prices will appear on this video. Okay, the following thing is the power supply, and I also got this from eBay. So the following is a screenshot, links, and also pricing. This one here is a 550 watt. It just depends what you want. You can get a 1000 watt if you want, if you're getting a really big video card. Optionally, you can get a video card. The one I got here is the GeForce 9 series. I think it's the 9800. It's got its own processor. It's got its own fan. Really cool. Has a double output here. Really cool video card. The following screenshot is the pricing and where to get it. What we got here is the gigabit card, and also got it from eBay. The following screenshot and link and pricing will appear right now. Okay, so as you can notice, you can build a PC for little money. You know, this is a quad core with 2 gigs of RAM. You could probably find something with better. At the store, they'll probably sell you something like this setup we got here. They'll probably sell it to you for $1,000 plus. Guaranteed after looking at the pricing we just looked at. You could build this for under $1,000. You know, so maybe even half or less than $1,000. So if I'm going to teach you how to build your own PC so you can save money and not have to go out there and buy it from the store, and it's a pretty fun project to do, and you won't even have to pay a tech to do it for you. You can build Alienware. You can build it as good as like the Alienware machines that are selling for like $2,000. Okay, if you learn how to build a machine, you save a lot of money. So let's begin. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is set up our processor into our motherboard. Okay, first thing you do is lift up this little thing here. Depending on what motherboard you chose, it's going to be different, but this one has a little thing here. Once we put the processor in, we'll go put it down. Here's the processor. This one already has paste on it because I've already done this before. Yours will not, so make sure, or maybe it will come with paste on it already. If it doesn't, put some paste on it. I'm sure it already comes with it if you're buying it brand new. Alright, so let's be careful here. Let's look here. If you notice, this guy has this guy here, that thing there. We look at the back of this guy. It looks like it goes in. Look at this, look at that. It looks like it goes in this way, like this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but yep, that's how it goes. Alright, so look at those holes there and look at that right there, and that's how it goes. This is the processor here. It's got 4 cores in here. You ever wondered what the processor looks like? Here it is. So let's put it on. It's kind of hard with the camera. I'll try my best. And there it is. Now we'll just put down this little guy, and bam, there it is, secured on there. Let's make sure it's good. It's good, it's good. Now let's put the heatsink on it. The heatsink is this thing here. Basically what this does is it absorbs the heat from the processor. And let's put this guy on. Usually goes, actually this guy goes this way. Let's put it on. Make sure you push it nice and good so the paste stays on there, so it glues on there between the processor and the heatsink. Next thing is going to be this little guy. This is what's going to attach it. If you notice, it's got that latch right there. That latch is going to go right here. So we're going to go ahead and do that. And then it's going to go in the middle. You got to make sure, actually, it's got to go in the middle of right here. You see these little slits right there? That's where it goes. Just bear with me here. It's a little hard with the camera. And then over here on this side, you're gonna clip it in there. And there we go. It's on there. It's on over here. And now what you do is you get this guy and you just pull it up. Or you pull it to the other side like that. Bam. There we go. Now it's on nice and tight. Got the processor on, heatsink on. Now we got to put our fan on. Now if I can remember, this guy goes down like that. Make sure your fan is blowing away from the heatsink, okay, not into the heatsink, because then your processor might burn out, or it'll just keep restarting as a security feature. I know that this fan here has to have this tag facing up, and that means the air is going to be going up this way, up that way, okay? It's got to be blowing away from the heatsink, okay? Very important. Don't put it backwards. Now let's just get our screws. And let's put them on. Now let's just get a screwdriver and tighten these up. Now that we got the screws tightened correctly, we get our power cable from that fan that goes to the motherboard here. Notice right there it says CPU fan, so that's where it goes. And there we go. Now let's put the motherboard on the case. Alright, so before we set up our motherboard into our box, move all cables out of the way. Notice this case has a lot of extra cables, well, a bunch of cables because all the extra features it has, which we'll install later. Each case is different. So the first thing you got to install is this thing here, and this is an adapter for that motherboard. It's for these guys over here. Okay, it fits perfectly on there. You see, if you don't have that, then it's just gonna be sticking out right there. It's not gonna look nice. And if you have the wrong one, of course, it's not gonna fit. So we'll go ahead and put this guy on there first. It's a little confusing. It might be a little confusing for you, but once you figure out which way it goes, you should just pop in here. It's a little hard with the camera, but I'll get it done. Here it goes. So just push it in there. So just push it in there and you're good. Alright. So now let's install the motherboard. Now if you look at your motherboard's probably going to come with these screws. Look at your case, and the cases are going to be universal, so they're going to have like another hole over here or over here. So make sure you carefully put these on there. What you could do is put your motherboard on there like that, and then find out where the screws go, and then set up these guys right here. These are going to come with the kit. When you buy the motherboard, processor, RAM kit, it'll come with these guys. So put them where they fit. Remember, this case is made for universal motherboard. It's universal for all motherboards. So I went ahead and put these where they go, so it aligns perfectly with my motherboard here. Yours is probably going to be different. Just take your time with that and make sure you get it good. So we're going to go ahead and put the motherboard on here. And over here it looks good. And it's aligned perfectly to the screws now, see? See how it's aligned right there? Aligned over here. Move it a little bit more this way. Right there, it's aligned. They're all aligned, so now let's put on the screws. Really important to use a magnetic screwdriver so your screw stays on like that, and you have complete control of it all the way down to where you're gonna put it. Now the next thing would be to install the power supply, but before installing this power supply, I'm going to put the CD drive in first, because the power supply is going to be here, and I don't want the power supply to be in the way when I put this guy in, so we're going to put this guy in first. Now all cases vary, but mine, you notice that right here these are bigger than these. Right here is where you put hard drives, right here is where you put disk drives or other stuff like card readers and other stuff. And you slide it into the front. Make sure you align it right. It goes this way. And there we go. And there we go. Right there. Make sure you align it correctly. You see how it looks nice and perfect there? That's how you gotta have it. Alright. So next thing would be to put the screws on. You see right there, that's where screw goes. And over here is where the screw goes. So go ahead and put those screws on. So there we go, we got them screwed on. We're good to go with the CD drive. We'll connect it later. Now before we continue, we should have done this first actually, because this is I think one of the most tedious and hardest parts to do, is look for your power switch. It's going to be coming out of your case. And this is the power switch, very important, so you can turn on your computer. Let's go ahead and do this first before we do anything else, because this is very tedious. I don't want to do it last when all the cables are in the way and stuff, okay? So you're going to look down here. and it says one of them has to be power switch right there. You see it? I don't know if you guys can see it. I'm gonna try to zoom into it, but right there it says PW, and that tells me that it's those two right there. Okay, so I'm gonna connect it. It's these two right here. You see them? These two. It says power switch right there. Make sure you look for it carefully on your motherboard. You should be able to find it. And there we go. Got power switch connected. Now there's other ones too. There's like reset switch. If your case has if you got a reset switch, you could do reset switch. You also have hard drive LED, which we're gonna install that one too. All I care about is power switch and hard drive LED. Okay, that's all I really care about. So let's look for the other one. Hard drive. Focus camera, come on, focus. There it is, it's this one here. It's the one on the bottom here. So that's hard drive. I don't know if you could see it. Hard drive. There's even the reset switch right there. Under the other one's reset switch. I don't have a reset switch on this guy, so hard drive light right there. It's gonna be that one. Let's go back to our hard drive light. Where was it? Hard drive LED. And this guy goes right here. This guy goes right here. Bam. So there we go. We got the power and we got the hard drive LED. Whew, we got that done. I hate doing that, but make sure you do that first. I like to do it first because that's tedious work. You can also install if you have USB connections in the front, you can also install these. These are USB. Whatever you want to do. And there we go. So the next thing we're going to install is our power supply. And this guy is going to go, usually the part where the power goes up. It depends on different. To find out, just look at these holes right here where those are where the screws go. I already know mine by heart, which goes in this way like that. Just make sure they match up to these back here. So let's go ahead and put this guy in. And there we are. There we are. It fits perfectly. Now let's put the screws on. So now that our screws are on, now look at your power supply and look for this guy right here. This guy's the one that goes to your motherboard, and it goes to your motherboard right there. Okay, so let's put that on. There we go. And if you notice, there's 4 of them left. So this power supply actually has that, which is right here. It's 4 of them, and that goes right next to that. Right. Actually, it goes. Should fit right there. Oh, you know what? I have the wrong one. This guy actually goes over here. See that? That's where it goes. Okay. So be careful. Make sure you find the right ones where it goes. Bam. See? Here's the other one. Here's the one we really need. Okay. This one goes over here. Bam. There we go. So we got the power supply connected to the motherboard. Next, let's connect our hard drive. So our hard drive, we're going to put right here in the proper ones for a hard drive. And put it right here. And there it goes. Notice those are the holes right there for the screws. Make sure these are facing this way. Now before we even install this, I've got to show you guys. You see this thing right here? We're going to use a ribbon cable for this guy. For the hard drive and for the DVD drive, we're going to use a ribbon cable, okay? This part right here is going to go to the motherboard. Actually, we'll install the ribbon cable now so I can show you how this works. You see these right here? Now yours might be SATA. SATA are these blue ones right here. SATA cable looks like this here. This is a SATA cable. and those go right here in this blue. But I don't have a SATA hard drive or disk drive. But if you had SATA, it'll go right there like that. Alright, you see that? And then this will go over here and connect to the hard drive. But I have a different one, okay? What I have is a ribbon cable, which is this right here. Ribbon cable. Make sure you look at your ribbon cable, and these two that are right next to each other, these are the ones that go to the hard drive and disk drive. And this long one over here, this goes to the motherboard, okay? So let's put that one on right now. So if you notice, it's got that little slit right there. So you look at here, there's a slit right there too. Make sure it goes that way. And this is where it goes on the motherboard. Just push in. Don't push in too hard, you don't want to break your motherboard. It's happened before, not cool. And actually this other one's if you want to do a floppy disk, but who uses a floppy these days, you know? Okay, so now we got our ribbon cable. Now, the first one here, this is called master. The second one is slave, okay? Just remember that. Our hard drive is going to be the first one that's going to be connected. So here you're going to have to go here and put that little tab where it says master, you see? See, it's aligned to master? There we go. That's because it's the first one that's going to be connected. First one is master, second one is called slave, okay? So let's install this hard drive here, and let's put the screws on. Alright, so we got it screwed on. I forgot to show you guys, but the CD-ROM is actually set for slave, so that's perfect. We got master, which is going to go to our hard drive, and then slave, which is going to go to our DVD-ROM. Okay. So first, let's put on the master to the hard drive. Push in nice and gently. All right, and then our actually, it's not reaching. What we're gonna do is get the hard drive and we're gonna move it over here and then do it, okay? And then we'll connect this to the DVD-ROM. So I did a modification and I put the hard drive up here where the disk drives go. Remember, this is your computer. Be creative. You can modify it. It's yours. You're building it. So now this ribbon cable does reach. Perfect. Now it reaches. So let's put on the ribbon cable. Now let's plug in the power from the power supply. The power is going to be these right here. It's either going to be this white one, or it's either going to be these if you're using SATA. If you're using a SATA drive, okay? And usually you see the rounded thing, just match it over to this over here. That's where the power goes, right there. Just plug it in. Same thing with your disk drive. Just trying to find one that reaches. I'm going to use this one. And there we go, got it plugged in. Alright, so now we're going to install our RAM, and actually we should have done this before we did everything else, but it's alright. You can do it at your own order. Now the RAM goes in these guys here, okay? Now make sure you have these set like this. Don't have them like that. If they are, just pop them out like that. Make sure the other one is too. You know, look at your RAM stick, and you look over here, and make sure you align this little slit with that over there. Okay, very important. Make sure you align it. This guy goes this way, and just slide it in there. Make sure you align it perfectly, and it should just drop right in there. Now after that, after you slide it in there, just push, and it's going to do a little popping sound. That's good. It means you installed it right. Now the other one, same thing. Pop, pop. Okay. So we're almost done. Now we're just going to install our video card and our Ethernet internet gigabit card, and then we'll install our fan, and then we'll finish hooking up everything else. Okay. Now our video card has a PCI Express, and this is how PCI Express looks like. And our PCI Express slot is that blue one right there. So let's go ahead and install this guy. Make sure you align it right there like that. You align it here, you slide it down. Actually, it goes on this one. And you just slide it down and install it. Just push down, and bam, there we go. Next thing's going to be right here. Align it to this and put a screw there. Same thing with our gigabit card. This one's going to go on the PCI. Now if your card has two of them, it's alright, it'll still fit. It's still, even though this one only has one, it'll still work. Slide this guy in here. This cable's in the way. Just be patient with this. Trust me, this is easier than working on a car. So just put it in there, push it in. And there we go. Same thing, just screw on a screw right there and you're good. Just make sure, push it in right, make sure it's good. And we got our cards connected. So we're pretty much done here. All we got to do is connect the blue LEDs for my guys here, which is this thing here. Connects to an adapter. All cases are going to be different. Just make sure you finish connecting everything. Where is that guy? Here it is. This is the closest power. So we're just going to connect power with power here. This is for my case, so my case has power. For all the extra goodies we're going to connect. So we're pretty much done now. Now let's just connect our thermometers here for our case, because my case has thermometers. I'm going to put one of them into my processor so I can know how hot my processor is. Well, not the processor, but it's going to go right here on the heat sink. I'm just going to connect it here. Or slide it in there in the heatsink in between the slits there. Perfect, right there, you see? It's going to give me a good temperature. The other one's going to go on my video card because video card has a processor too. Just going to slide it in here in between the little case and the chip here. Bam. And there we have it. Now all we got to do is put our case on and connect our put our case back on and connect our fan over there, and we're pretty much done, and we'll give her a spin. Let's see if she works. Alright, so we're ready to power her up. We got her all connected. Let's see if she rolls. Oh, she's rolling, and I got Windows already pre-installed on this hard drive. BIOS is coming up. That means the motherboard is looking good. It's going to be looking for the hard drive. Start Windows normally. And there we go, starting Windows. Looks like it worked. So we built a PC from the ground up. Hopefully you guys have learned how to do it now too. And let's take a look at our temperatures. You can also connect the speed of your fans, which I don't have many fans, so I couldn't do that. That's not that one's not on, but this one is. Judging at the temperatures, this has to be our processor. 30 degrees Celsius, yep, that's as hot as a processor gets. And down here is our video card, 12 degrees Celsius, 13 now. Awesome, that's what I'm talking about. Our cool fan that came with our case, lights up green, red and blue. So there we have it, guys. We built a PC together. Yay! Hope this video has been really helpful, and hope you guys are excited as I am. So have fun with it. Build PCs now. Have fun with it. Build yourself a monster PC. I've seen some video cards that are as big as hard drives. So there we have it. Hopefully this was really helpful for you guys, and have a good day.